when it comes to a pack, when you flip it over, you pull a slip out. Like opening the pack is the biggest thing, right? Because counting 4 cards, flipping it over, and then going through them is easy, right? But when it comes down to it, all you're doing is you pull the top while pushing this way. So sometimes this rips, sometimes it doesn't. But when it doesn't, usually you'll leave a small gap right there. You can put your thumb right in there and just pull it open. So let me see if I can. I think it's ripped too far on this one. But so you just kind of throw it aside. But code card down, 1, 2, 3, 4. Flip it over, and then you're kind of just going through it until you get to the good card. The rest doesn't really matter. Now, if this was holographic, sometimes you want to show this off. But if the cards that actually matter are the ones that have a full art all over it, instead of where it's just up here, you want the art down here as well. Those are the cards that truly matter. All these other cards, they typically don't matter. There are very few cards that are like this, that are holographic, that actually matter. And I'll show you one right now. And it's, yeah, I got a whole bunch of these. But because I've gone through so many booster boxes, and as you can tell, these kind of holographics are the most common kind of holographic versus, you know, this. This is obviously going to be more rare than this over here. But anyways, this right here is one of the more relevant ones that are like this. And it's only from Silver Tempest. And the only reason for that is because of its connection to the quote-unquote current quote-unquote meta when it comes to the trading card game. But but yeah, so when it comes down to it, I'll do it again. To show, so 1, 2, 3, 4, put it on the back since that's how I did it. Yeah, so this is kind of how they come. So you put the code card down, and 1, 2, 3. This card will always be, at least the way it's supposed to be. This card will always be the energy card. That's just how it is. There's going to be 3 random cards, and then there will be an energy card. So when you just count 1, 2, 3, 4, put them in the front, flip it over. There you go. You have your energy. Some people just leave the energy in the back and they just count the 3, and they just go all the way through, get to the holographic. But the energy, there is like a little game that some kids like to play, and it's kind of guess the energy. So when you do the 1, 2, 3, you flip it over, you kind of flash the energy, and then people can, you know. And then all you're doing is this at this pace to get it in at 15 seconds. You go any slower, you're going to go over to 15 seconds. Like I said, the biggest hurdle is opening the pack. And like I said, when opening the pack, you're really just pulling that flap up, and you pull here while pulling the flap. And sometimes you get a rip like I did, but sometimes it's a little, the glue's a little stronger. And then you'll get that little lip right here. And you just got to put your finger up in there and grab it as best as you can. Sometimes the glue is really strong right here. If that is the case, flip it upside down and go at the bottom side. And as you see in some of my videos, I don't get the pack opened as fast as I should. I've been doing this for so long that I've kind of gotten a good guesstimate of how fast I should be opening the pack versus how fast I should be swiping the cards. But after a while, you'll get a hang of it. But like I said, if you don't get a good lip off of the first pull, like literally just one pull, and if you don't get a good lip here, or if you don't get a rip, then you flip it over to the bottom and try again. What questions do you have?
Yeah, so that's the issue I have is like, is basically doing. Maybe it's because I have a hard time, like maybe I can't see like what I'm doing, right? So it's like maybe that's what makes it really hard is not being able to see what I'm doing.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like I guess it's one of those things where like it's all I gotta have that like that little thing that my phone hangs on to record it,
Yeah.
you know.
You always
And I
have it
also
facing you, huh?
yeah, like so the way I have it, I have the screen facing me.
Yeah. So that way is fine. Oops. Hold on. I got a little tug there. That way is fine, and I'll show you when it comes to that.
That guy talking
But
to you?
this would be the best route of going about it with it. And like I have the camera right here at my gut. So here I'll show you on the GoPro here right here. As you can see, I got my phone right here, and what I have here is a wired mount, and as you can see, it's locked to my desk right here. So it's on this wire, and then
Oh yeah. So okay.
there you go. And for shorts, you always want it vertical, unless you have really good centering. If you have the cards dead center of the thing, but if you have it vertical, then it's easiest this way. But when you're doing vertical like this, you're able to see.
Yeah.
Okay, so when you have it vertical, as you can see, I have to. You can't be over here, which this is directly in front of the phone right here. You actually have to move over a little bit, just a hair. But when you're doing something like this, you get it off. You got the code card. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Put it in the front. Psychic energy. And then when you're holding this, you don't need to grip it. You just need to have it there, right? Like, so that way you're not bending the cards. You don't want that. And then you're just. And I don't have the screen facing me, so there we go. Get that focus. And I guess this comes with better with longer fingers.
Mm-hmm.
So that way you can, because I usually pull it into my hand here.
Yeah.
So that way I have the tip of my finger over the card. And then I'm literally just, I pull it with this so I can bend my finger over the card. There we go. I bend my finger over the card. And then I use my thumb. And there it is. Use my thumb to pull it at the same time. So I'm not only swiping with my finger, but I'm also pulling it with my thumb. Oh, if you do cards like I do here, how I have them here, I'll make sure to always put them in a penny sleeve because these top loaders, they're hard plastic. So you don't want that scraping around on the inside without these penny sleeves over it, right? And then
Yeah.
what I do here is you can kind of see, let me see if I can get a good focus in on it. You can't really see it, but there's a slight with these top loaders. There's a slight gap on either side, and I know it's hard to see because it won't focus on something so slim and slender, especially it being clear and all that. But these little edges over here will have a little bit of a gap, and since you have a plastic corner right here, you rather that bend than your actual card. So make sure it's on a side that doesn't have much. And you can push your card up a little bit, just so you have that little bit of clearance right there. Get that right in that little corner, that side corner there, that has the gap. Then you can slide it in there, and then you can push it down to the bottom of that. Then you push it down to where it starts getting tough. And once it starts getting like tough, then you just tap it. Which you can tap it on anything, and it'll slowly go down. And there you go.
Okay.
Just like that. Simple, easy.